Hey, I'm Dallas Jenkins, creator of The Chosen, and as we celebrate this Easter season, I want to talk to you about something pretty crazy and ambitious that we're working on. Everyone wants their movie or show or book in every country in the world. That's nothing new. And of course, we want The Chosen to be in every country in the world, and we want it translated into every language, and we want at least 1 billion people to see it. Spoiler alert, we're actually in every country in the world already, but I'll talk about that in a moment. So season 1 is out now, and it's been impacting people greatly, but because we're doing this all ourselves, it's been a little slow going in terms of getting it to more people. But with Lent underway and Easter coming, with people focused on the stories of Christ right now, especially with fears like coronavirus keeping people in their homes and increasing divisions all over the world, we believe this is the perfect time to step up our efforts to get this show into the hands of tens of millions of people for Easter. So what makes it difficult to get that done? We hear all the time, why isn't this on TV? Or why can't I find it in stores or on Netflix? And as of now, our DVDs are only available in the United States. So what makes it so difficult to get a show like this around the world? Well, an obvious one is shipping costs, and shipping outside the United States is expensive for us, and therefore it's expensive for you. But obviously other products have figured that out, so how do they do it? Well, anytime you want something in another country, there are what we call gatekeepers, those who decide what gets sold. And it starts with distributors. They're the ones who get the products out to everyone. And I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but they need to want to distribute it, and they need to know that it's going to make them some money. And then there are the retailers in every country. These are the stores, just like there are here in the United States, obviously. And they also need to want to sell it. And then there are streaming services in every country. They need to want it on their platform. And in all these cases, they then charge money, of course, as they should. Otherwise, they can't do what they do. Well, not every distributor, and heck, not even every country, is interested in something like The Chosen. So not only all of that is difficult, but what about language translation? That costs lots of money. And it's not just subtitles, but dubbing. Dubbing is when new actors record the dialogue in their native tongue, which, unlike in the United States, is how most people prefer to watch stuff. Well, we need to hire actors, we need to record it all, and that is a huge and expensive task. So while I mentioned earlier that distributors of products need money, obviously so do we. We need money for the foreign languages, we need to be able to do future seasons, and we need our 19,000 investors who finance season 1 to see a return so they can contribute to future seasons if they want. We want 8 seasons covering Christ's life, and then we may even want to keep going into the book of Acts. I can't even think about that right now, but anyway. And of course, more important than any of that is the impact that we want all this to have. Now, we recently heard from a mother in China who sent us this note after she just watched the season, and I want to read this to you now from my phone. She said, "The Chosen came into our site just when the government announced everyone ought to cancel any gatherings and stay home for our own safety. We watched 2 episodes in the evening with our TV connected to the phone. I am the one who has the best understanding of English in the family. The other 6 members, including my husband and 5 children, struggle through the lines. But from my own observation, the language barrier does not lessen their enjoyment and eagerness for the show. When one episode finishes, the children beg me for another. During the day, I get to participate in translation of Chinese subtitles, hoping to offer my skill of interpretation as my pieces of fish and loaves of bread to offer to God. It is hard to measure and describe the encouragement The Chosen has blessed our long days at this difficult time, and how it lifts our spirits and draws our hearts to Jesus. I watch when my kids stare at Jesus when he brushes his teeth, washes his feet, and tries to start a fire with their mouths wide open. The Lord's figure has become more and more real in the lives and hearts of my children, and as they come into a closer look at his life. We are not exactly in the coronavirus hit area, but we stand with our folks there fighting the same battle with spiritual weapons. Thank you again for allowing us the opportunity to view The Chosen. He is doing new things." So that obviously was hugely impactful to us. We want to make sure that that happens to more people. So how are we going to make sure that this Easter, as many people as possible can celebrate it with an authentic, binge-watchable show about the life of Christ? How did we get it into China? And how are we going to get it translated so that this mother's family and others can see it in their native language? And how are we going to overcome all of the costs and hurdles while getting people, rich or poor, to be able to see it? Well, what if we got past all that? What if we didn't actually need the gatekeepers? What if, for the first time, a project like this created its own system, wrote its own rules, and just got directly to the people. Yes, people might have to get used to different, as it says here, but what if we made that easy? Well, we start by creating all new technology. VidAngel's team of engineers worked tirelessly to live out one of our theme verses, Isaiah 43:19, which says, "Behold, I am doing a new thing," and they did a new thing. With the flick of a switch, they got our show into every country, and people all over the world can download it free to their phones. And if they have a streaming device, they can connect to it directly. But there, of course, remains the language issue. We've already translated it into a few languages, but we need to do many more, and we're working on that right now. I want to talk to you about a man that I'm really excited about. His name is Luis Laffey. He's one of the top dubbing actors and directors in the world. He's done some of the biggest films and shows all over, and he's now on our team, devoted full-time to getting our show dubbed into all of these languages. Now, I just want to give you a taste of it. Here's a brief video that he did showing Jesus speaking in multiple languages. Check this out.
So what did you do?
I tried to walk away, but he wouldn't stop pushing me. So I pushed him so hard he fell down.
Por isso mesmo que foi punido. Esperava alguma coisa diferente?
But even Torah says eye for eye. Why should I be punished too?
Mas isso é para um juiz. Você não estava num tribunal.
Ты и все вы особенные. И должны вести себя не так, как другие.
You tell us to be gentle, but Rabbi Josiah said Messiah would lead us against the Romans, that he would be a great military leader.
हाँ, ये ज़रूरी है कि आप शिक्षकों का और अपने माता पिता का सम्मान करें। हालांकि रैबा जोसाय बहुत चालाक हैं, लेकिन कई बार
ما يفتقر الأذكياء للحكمة. أذكر في الكتاب المقدس عن أن المسيح سيكون قائداً عسكرياً عظيماً. ثمة أشياء كثيرة في الكتاب المقدس لن تفهموها الآن، ولا بأس بذلك، لا مشكلة.
Tienen muchos años por delante. Y Dios no revela todas las cosas a la vez. Pero niños, ¿y si muchas de las cosas que piensa nuestra gente
所谓行事准则和人与人相处的道理都错了呢？你们想获得公正待遇，在受冤枉时，你想证明清白。
And you know who else loves justice?
I think that's just so awesome, and the possibilities are endless. So we're dubbing it right now in multiple languages, with new ones being added constantly, and we don't intend to stop. Easter is just the beginning. So we know what we can do, and we know what we want to do, and now we just actually need to get it done more. And that's where you come in. When you take part in our Pay It Forward system, we take that money and pour it right back into spreading the word about the show, subtitling and dubbing it into other languages, and perhaps most importantly, covering the high costs of streaming so that as many people as possible around the world can watch the show free. And then, of course, we put a chunk of that towards financing future episodes and seasons. So this Easter season, please consider partnering with us so that we don't need to rely on any gatekeepers, because we believe that in order to get a message like this to every corner of the world, in every language, and in a way that allows them at least the option to see the message of the gospel for free, we're going to need to do something completely different. And with your help, we are.